Joining me is economist Leith Van Onselen from Macro Business, has been right on top of this. Leith, this is staggering. How have we come close to even close to adding that many people in a single year?
Oh, look, Andrew, you're right. It's absolutely bonkers. Like, we've never seen population growth like this. It was only in the May budget that the May budget tipped that the Australia's population last financial year, so 2022-23, would rise by about 520,000. And according to the national accounts, we've already beaten that by 100,000. Now, that was already going to be a record, and now we've just grown that even more. Now, the way we've got here is basically we've had a massive explosion in foreign students. So according to Home Affairs data, foreign student numbers increased by 310,000 last financial year. We've also had an explosion in work visas. So if you combine all the different work categories, Home Affairs data shows that we had a 250,000 increase in work visas over the year. So that's basically effectively what's driven this massive immigration surge. And it's been deliberately run by the Albanese government. Now, Jim Chalmers tried to claim that it's all demand-driven, it's not government policy, etc. That is complete baloney, because the federal government has deliberately taken policy actions to actually increase student numbers. So for starters, it obviously increased the permanent migrant intake by 30,000. It's increased the humanitarian intake, but much more importantly, it spent about $40 million and employed an extra 400 staff to basically process as many visas as humanly possible, which has basically led to just huge numbers coming in. It's also signed 2 migration deals with India to basically let them come in greater numbers and stay for longer. It's also extended post-study work rights for international students, which has just basically made Australia a bigger carrot to come over here to basically work and live. So this has been deliberate. It's unprecedented, and it's basically driving this unprecedented rental shortage that we're experiencing right now, which is pushing people into group housing and effectively driving others to become homeless. It's an inequality disaster in the making.
It's just astonishing to me. I wonder what the government's got in its mind. Is it doing this because it sees money in it, to sugar hit the budget, to try and get more money from more workers? Has it got a vision that it wants to, make Australia as thick with people as you see in Asia? I don't know. What is going on here?
Well, I mean, the thing is that there are some powerful forces that push the government in this direction. So, I've always called them the growth lobby. So effectively, it's all the powerful players, big business, big property, the universities. They all love big immigration. So they're the ones basically pushing for this. And they like it effectively for 2 reasons. First of all, it gives them a bigger consumer base to sell to. So obviously more migrants means more demand for housing, so it's easier for a property developer. If you're a multinational firm with, like a Coles or a Woolies or whatever, you got more customers to sell to. At the same time, if you pump in a whole bunch of extra people, that puts downward pressure on wages because there's more competition in the labour market, gives employers a bigger pool of people to employ from. And if you're a university, obviously they're raking it in with the foreign student rort. So for them, it's a win-win. But unfortunately for the rest of us, we're all shoehorned into smaller and more expensive housing. Spend more time stuck in traffic. It was only 4 years ago, Andrew, that we were suffering from an extreme drought and Sydney's water supply was down about 20%. What's going to happen next time we have a drought? We've got millions more people to feed and also to provide water to. And I tell you what, mate, you can forget about net zero. The Intergenerational Report says we're going to grow by 14 million people, Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane and Adelaide in just 40 years. How are we going to possibly, achieve this net zero dream if we have basically grown the population by over 50% over 40 years, which means 50% more people consuming, using electricity, all this other stuff? It's complete farce.
It's insane. I mean, this is a country running out of electricity, we just told, because of global warming policies. We just got 600,000 more consumers of electricity in a single year. Let's build a few more wind towers. And at the same time, we've got this massive immigration, but at the same time, a slump in building homes for all these new people that we've got. Look, this housing package the government has agreed to with the Greens, it's not going to fix that, is it?
No, it's not. It's completely delusional. It sounds okay. I mean, so basically they've got there's 2 arms to this. So first of all, there's the one with the National Cabinet where they said they want to build 1.2 million homes over 5 years. That's 240,000 homes a year. That sounds great. Problem is, we've only ever exceeded 220,000 homes once in I think it was 2017 when we did 223,000. They think that we can magically do 240,000 for 5 consecutive years, which we've never done before. at a time when interest rates are obviously high. We've got labour shortages, we've got material shortages. It's become a lot more expensive to build a home, and we've had builders left, right and centre fall over. So it's delusional. But then at the same time, they want to do this 30,000 Housing Affordability Future Fund, where they want to build 30,000 homes over 5 years. Well, guess what? The federal budget's own projections where we're going to increase immigration by 1.5 million. So it's basically dropping the bucket. And the way the numbers are stacking up at the moment, according to the national accounts, are already beating those projections anyway. So the whole thing's a farce.
Leith, it's a mess. It is a total disaster. Leith Van Onselen, thank you so much indeed for your time.